Hello and welcome to a new episode of More Than Friends.
In this show, we're going to be talking about dating, relationships, and all around personal growth, honestly, because at the end of the day, it's all about how you feel about you.
So it is super beneficial to understand your partner's wants and needs and have that real sex talk with them. So today I am having my dear friend Gabby Moses on, and we're gonna have that sex talk today.
Oh gosh, this is gonna be interesting. I don't have a filter, so whatever I think is gonna be said.
One of the first questions I have for you is, do you ever have the sex talk with any of your partners?
Okay, so here's the thing. It's the most awkward thing to even begin to talk about because you're like, I want to talk about this because like it has to be good. You know, you don't want things to be awkward. You know what you want. So yes, I do have that talk, but it's just initiating it is the most awkward.
Sometimes I'm like, I want to be careful that the man doesn't feel like, oh, are you like saying anything bad about what I'm doing or anything like that. So it is great to probably have it before.
Like you don't want to make them feel like awkward or weird, but then like your relationship with the other person is so much better if you feel comfortable talking about those things.
Yeah. So how do you communicate your sexual needs, and do you communicate, or do you like your partner to ask you more questions?
I feel like awkward about like talking about any of that. There's a card game that I found on Amazon actually because of TikTok, and it's like intimate questions, like all about the sex talk.
What needs to happen for you to have sex with a partner?
Trust is important. I have to know someone for a really long time before that's even like an option. I don't do like hookups or one night stands. That's just like not me. I'm like more of a relationship type of girl, so if I'm gonna let someone see like the most intimate parts of me, I'm like, okay, well I have to know you really well. I have to trust you. I have to know that you're gonna be like in my life for a little bit. Otherwise I'm like, it's just not worth like putting myself in that position.
And I feel like it's not even that great because you're just like, you don't even fully know me.
You want to have like that connection with a person because like whenever you have that connection, it's so much better than if it's just like a rando.
So if I was your partner, when is the best time that you like to have sex? Is it morning, afternoon, night, or when's the best time to approach?
I mean, like nighttime is great and all, but like some spontaneous stuff is fun. Like have a little staycation somewhere, like spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I never want it to be like the same thing, like a routine. It needs to be a little bit like, oh, so what's gonna happen today?
Ooh,
like,
are we or aren't we?
Exactly. Like I don't want to just be sitting there and be like, hey, it's 12:01. You know what that means?
Let's go.
Take up your pen.
Yeah, I agree. Spontaneity is dope. And I like how you said changing up the location because then it just feels different. It's
exactly.
fun. Like, yeah.
Sometimes it's like, ooh.
You know? In a hotel, I'm like, it's kind of hot.
Exactly.
What is the best way for your partner to approach you for sex? Like turn you on or get you in that mood?
Honestly, if they're just like sweet talking me, I'm like, I'm a sucker for that. Give me some compliments a little bit. Feel a little sexy. So it's just like, I don't know, they're showing me that they care a lot about me, making me feel good about myself, and then I'm like, okay, let's do this.
And it's smart, man. If you make a woman feel good about herself, of course she's gonna be like way more willing.
And then they're gonna be like way more fun too. So like, if you wanna get a girl, one, hype her up, make her feel confident. If she doesn't feel confident, she's not gonna do good in bed. Like, at all. She's gonna be awkward. So it's like, make them feel good about themselves.
Very true. It definitely makes it way better. That's why I love like music or like I'm like, let's just like get me in that mood.
You don't want like anything awkward, you just kind of want it to feel natural.
What works for you more, being mentally stimulated or physically stimulated?
Well, both. I think like mentally too, because I'm so much about like having that connection with someone.
Yeah. I'm such a mental connection. I'm like, I want the mental stimulating way before, like when we're at dinner, when we're like, I want it all throughout the night, and then when we get home, it's like, let's go. Like it's almost like mental foreplay throughout the whole night.
Literally.
And now a personal question.
Oh no. We're gonna be spilling some tea now.
So every woman is very different, how their body works. Is it easy for you to have an orgasm, or is it?
Yes, because like, again, it's with the connection with someone. Like I'm not just like hooking up with dudes. Like then I feel like it'd be way harder, but if like you know the person, you like genuinely like have like you love them or you care for them a lot, that it's like so much easier because mentally whenever you're like doing the deed, like I feel like you get stuck in your head and that's why you don't.
Yeah, definitely for me. I definitely had a block, and then I definitely realized it was in my head the whole time. I was worried about what I looked like or what I was doing instead of just being like in the moment. So it's definitely, that was a mental thing for me.
You have to like let things just kind of like happen.
Yeah.
And just like not be worried about like everything else that's going on.
And I learned recently, which was funny, was that a lot of the porn industry has like made us that way, where we're so worried about our performance and how we're performing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's what fucks with
And I
us
feel like
mentally.
too, even social media in general, like anything,
yeah.
you're comparing yourself to like all these other girls. It's just like in your
It's so
head
great.
type of thing. But they're with you. You have to remember they're with you.
Yeah.
Right then.
They
So,
like you.
They like you. They're not just. Hopefully, they're not just using you.
Oh god.
They're with you right then. That's all that matters.
Do you have anything that excites you, whether it be any fetishes or any like role play or any kinks?
Honestly, it's like hot and attractive when someone like starts talking to you like dirty in public.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh my goodness, you know? And then just like anytime when a guy like knows what they want. I mean, that's not really a fetish. I'm not gonna say like, oh, I like this and that. I don't really have any.
Yeah.
It's more just like a guy being confident.
Yeah. It's almost like a dominance or like a little bit more of like an alpha male. Like
Exactly.
just, yeah, like controlling the situation,
Yes.
but in a sexy way.
And it's not even just about like, you know, picking out the restaurant. It's about knowing what you want when you leave the restaurant, if you get what I mean. Like if you want to like get with them, like hook up, or like just be with them, like telling the girl what you want, whether it be like, you know, like a hair pull or even like touching her in certain ways.
Yeah.
It's like about not being scared to try something if you want it, like go after it in a respectful way.
Yeah, and that's where you can test like her boundaries, like testing out a little bit, like seeing if she's okay with it, if she's interested. Pay attention to like her body.
Yes, body language will tell you everything. If a girl gets like nervous, you will know. Like she'll try and play it off, but you'll know.
Yeah.
Like there's no way. But like it's really attractive when a guy just like tries something new without asking permission.
Yeah.
But again, in a respectful way that doesn't cross too many boundaries.
Do you have any fantasies that you want to try out, or even just a fantasy that's like a mental thing for you that gets stimulated? Yeah, because I'm thinking like a fantasy I would probably have, thinking of like more just like with someone that I like had a deep connection with and I was dating, it would be like doing role play. And I want to do where it's role play throughout the whole night. So you go out to a bar separately, you act like you just met each other, and like take on a full character that whole night. Like I take on the one that he's in.
I need to actually try that. That actually, I think I've seen something on like, you know, sex talk, like how to spice things up. I feel like it's definitely been on it. That would be so fun.
Yeah, it's so fun. Do you like foreplay?
Yes, you have to have that. I feel like without foreplay, without like dirty talk, without like touching, like not just, you know, having sexual intercourse. Like it's more than just that.
It's also like a build up too. So it's like it's almost like I picture like an explosion. Like I'm like you're building, and you're making that explosion bigger. How often do you like having sex in a relationship?
I feel like it just depends on moods.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, you know, multiple times in a day.
Yeah.
Other times, like you can go a few days. It's all based off of like mood situations, like what's going on, like stress levels. I feel like once you're with someone that you truly genuinely connect with too, you can pick up on that so much better. So it just like
it goes along with your spontaneity.
Yeah, at least several times a week.
Because even for me, I feel like today, a lot of couples, they feel like every time they hang out with each other, they have to have sex. Saw you today, have to have sex. Saw you today, have to. And then it almost like makes it not that special sometimes. So I'm like, even if sometimes we hang out and we don't, like that's a good thing.
Like you still want it to be special. You still want it to be like spontaneous. You don't want to just get in the routine or just like think you have to do it. Like you should never feel pressured.
Yeah.
Into it, you know?
All right, and then to wrap it up, what is your ideal lover like in your mind?
Okay, so I don't have like a physical type. I will tell you that. Like I'm all over the board with that one. But like as long as they take care of themselves, they're healthy, they care for you, they do like little things throughout the day to just like show you that they care. Like they know your love language. And obviously, of course, like someone who has like drive, who has goals.
Yeah.
Someone who's like-minded as me.
Driven is just very
has to be
attractive for
there.
every guy.
I once dated someone who was just not driven whatsoever. That was the worst thing ever because I felt like his mom.
I like to be with a partner that motivates me to always be better as well. So
Yes.
it's like, I feel like you are who you hang out with. So I'm like, I need that as well.
You need a driven person, because then if you're around lazy people all the time or people who aren't very motivated, you're gonna end up in their cycle.
But yeah, definitely having like your own opinions, your own friend group sometimes that you hang out with without them, because you need people to talk about your relationship with that you trust. Like you can't just like
sometimes you just have to rant to your girlfriend. And like you can't get mad at your girlfriend for wanting to talk to her friends about it, because sometimes it's like you just need to get out your feelings and see what other people think of certain situations too. And I feel like guys do that too.
Yeah.
And even if they don't, you should. Don't keep everything boxed up and bubbled up.
No.
That's just not healthy. A guy should also not be scared to show his emotions.
Yes.
I feel like that's an important one.
Yeah, that's huge.
Be vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's okay to cry. Or, not too much, but like show how you feel.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having the sex talk with me.
Of course. We really just dove into everything there. Nothing was off limits.
And I hope you learned some questions you can ask your significant other or a partner that you're going to be intimate with. And if you want to see more of Gabby, go to Gabrielle Moses, check out her account. You can talk to her one-on-one. And if you have any other topics you would like me to cover or any questions for me personally, come DM me. And thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had fun with us. I had a great time.
I did.
I love you. Bye.